Okay, so everyone's talking about AI engineering right now. The salaries are wild, the demand is rising, and it honestly feels like one of the only fields in tech where you won't get laid off. But when it comes to learning AI engineering, a lot of people are going about it the wrong way because they don't fully understand what's involved, the exact topics you need to cover, and how long it realistically takes. Honestly, I learned it the hard way myself. I spent hours trying out different courses, signing up to dozens of AI tools, and studying for topics I absolutely did not need. It was really inefficient. And so to make sure you don't make the same mistakes that I did, I want to share with you the exact roadmap I'd follow if I were to start from zero. I'm going to begin by explaining what an AI engineer actually does, the two different paths into the role depending on your background, the resources I'd use, and a realistic roadmap to start following today. Alright, let's get into it. First of all, what is an AI engineer? An AI engineer is not someone who builds AI models from scratch. That's more of a research scientist or ML engineer. And that's a completely different path that could take years of academic research and a lot of math. What AI engineers actually do is take existing models like GPT, Claude, Ollama, and so on, and build applications on top of them, whether that be things like chatbots, semantic search, or recommendation engines. You're the person who makes these incredibly powerful models do something useful inside of a product. Now, here's something that many roadmap videos miss. The way you go about learning AI engineering really depends on your background. If you're someone coming from a software or dev background, your focus is building products with AI. You're calling APIs, wiring up pipelines, shipping features into apps that people actually use. But if you're from a data science background, your path will look different. You'll be working closer with the models, fine-tuning them, and getting them production ready. And if you're a complete beginner, you'll have to start by laying down the foundations. Which brings us to step number 1, which is starting off with the foundations. Before you touch any AI tools, there's some groundwork you need to lay first. The big one is Python, and while you don't need to be an expert at it, you do need to be comfortable with writing code. Things like functions, loops, packages, virtual environments, you'll need to understand all of that. A lot of people rush straight past this and then wonder why everything feels so hard later on. You'll have to give it the time it deserves, especially if you're starting off fresh. Alongside that, pick up some standard software engineering principles. For example, learn how to use GitHub for version control, learn how to use the command line interface, and understand how APIs work. You'll be calling APIs a lot in this role, so make sure you have a good understanding of that. It also helps to have a basic knowledge of machine learning concepts. Not too deep, because you're not building these models from scratch, but know things like what supervised and unsupervised learning is. If you're from a cloud background, by the way, you can also look into getting the AWS Certified AI Practitioner. This will introduce you to a lot of AI and machine learning concepts. Things like overfitting, evaluation metrics, and just the basic vocabulary you'll need to understand later on. The same goes for maths, because while you don't need heavy mathematics in this role, a little statistics and algebra goes a long way. Just enough so that you're not completely lost when someone talks about things like probability distribution or embeddings. The honest truth is that AI engineering is pretty much software engineering at its core, with some AI and some maths sprinkled at the top. So pretty much my advice is to learn a bit of everything, but if you have existing knowledge, make sure you build on top of that. Alright, once you've got your foundation sorted, it's time to move on to step number 2, and this is where things start getting fun. Step number 2 is all about working with AI tools. You can start off with AI tools like OpenAI, Anthropic, and DeepSeek, and really familiarize yourself with the APIs. Send some requests and get some responses back. There's something special about that first moment when you successfully connect an API. From there, master prompt engineering, because the prompts you enter will have a huge effect on the results that you get. And then there's RAG, which stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation. It's one of the most practical things you can learn right now, because instead of relying purely on what a model was trained on, you can actually feed it your own data at query time. It can answer questions about your specific documents, your database, or your company's internal knowledge. And to do this, you'll also need to understand embeddings and vector databases using tools like Pinecone. I know it sounds a bit intimidating, but once you get familiar with these tools, it will really set in your long-term memory. Something else to get familiar with is Hugging Face. Think of it as a massive library of open source models, from image classification, sentiment analysis, text generation, and so on. You can download them and run them in Python, which is great for experimenting without burning through API credits. Once you're comfortable with direct API calls, LangChain is your next step. It gives you a structured way to build more complex AI applications, whether that be agents, chains, or tool calling. Now, at this step, the most important thing you need to do is actually build. You don't have to build entire end-to-end applications, but something simple like a chatbot or a semantic search tool can really help. That way, you can make sure things actually stay in your long-term memory because you'll have had actual hands-on experience with them. Now, let's talk about resources, because if you're serious about becoming an AI engineer, you'll need to build and not just binge tutorials. There's a whole lot of courses in the market right now, but my go-to platform is DataCamp when it comes to learning all things data and AI. I've actually partnered with them for this video because I've used DataCamp for years now and taken many courses on their platform. What I like about it is how hands-on it is when it comes to writing real code in the browser, getting instant feedback, and building projects as you learn, and not just watching videos. If you're a developer wanting to integrate AI into your apps, the Associate AI Engineer for Developers track is where I'd point you. It's 12 courses across 26 hours, and you'll go from working with the OpenAI API all the way to building LLM applications with LangChain, Hugging Face, and prompt engineering. Also LLM Ops, it's all in there. When you finish, you'll walk away with a portfolio and a credential that you can put onto your LinkedIn profile. And if you're coming from a data science background, the Associate AI Engineer for Data Science track is the one for you. It's 40 hours long across 15 courses and covers fine-tuning LLMs like Llama 3, deep learning with PyTorch, LLM Ops, responsible AI, and the whole production side that most courses completely skip. In fact, a lot of data scientists right now are being asked to take on AI engineering work with no clear path on how to get there. This track is the path for you. Now, both of these tracks prepare you for DataCamp's AI engineer certification, which is really worth having on your resume because it signals to employers that you've actually taken time to self-study and build those skills. One subscription not only covers both tracks, but everything else on their platform. So if you want a structured, hands-on roadmap, make sure you check out DataCamp using my link in the description below. Alright, once you understand the fundamentals and hopefully built a few projects with AI tools, it's time to go deeper. Step number 3 is to build advanced, role-specific AI engineering skills. The first is fine-tuning. It's where you'll take an existing foundation model and train it further with your own data for a specific task. Techniques like LoRa means you can do this without needing insane compute resources. This is when you start differentiating yourself from people who are just calling APIs. And then there's LangGraph, LangChain's more powerful sibling. What LangChain does is it helps you build AI apps, but LangGraph actually helps you orchestrate multi-agent systems, flows, graphs, multi-step reasoning. A steeper learning curve, but once you get it, it makes things a whole lot more interesting. MCP is also worth learning. It stands for Model Context Protocol, and it's what lets AI agents connect to external sources. So for example, connecting something like Higgsfield with Claude. And finally, LLM Ops. This is a part many people don't talk about, but it's honestly a huge chunk of where the actual jobs live. Deploying models, Docker and Kubernetes, monitoring, logging, observability. Building systems that work reliably at scale, not just on your local machine. And again, when you talk to AI engineers, you'll find that 20% is AI specific work and 80% is software engineering. So remember, always get your foundations first before moving on to the fun part. Okay, let's now talk about how long all of this is going to take, and together we'll build a realistic timeline. So getting the basics down and building your first couple of AI apps is probably going to take you 6 months of part-time study. This will assume you already have some programming knowledge and you've taken a few courses. If you're starting from zero, you'll have to add a few more months. Once that's done, moving to more advanced concepts and complex projects could add another 6 to 12 months. And so getting to a point where you'll be comfortable with applying to professional roles in AI engineering could realistically take you 1 or 2 years. If you're starting from scratch, you could be looking at even more. And yes, I know it might sound longer than what you wanted to hear, because you might be thinking, what if things change by then? Do I have to constantly learn just to keep up? Well, while the learning technically never stops, the good news is you don't have to wait for anyone's permission before you start applying. People are doing freelance work, they're signing up to contracts, and they're contributing to projects way before they reach mastery. And so for everything you learn, always ask yourself, how can I apply what I'm learning to the real world? Alright, this brings us to the end of today's video. To get started, remember to check out the resources I've linked below. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in learning AI engineering, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.